This is Ready Set Reiki, a podcast about Reiki, the universal energy life force, from the curious beginner to the seasoned master teacher, welcoming all systems, all lineages, and all levels. Reiki is a journey and not a destination. And on this Ready Set Reiki journey, I refer to myself as a guide rather than a host. So I'm Tracy Seawright, and this is Ready Set Reiki. Hello, beautiful listeners. Tracy C. right here for Ready, Set, Reiki. So sometimes on this journey of life, I have an honor of having a guest come back on and tell us what's going on. So today, a wonderful and amazing person, Lily Lee. Now, she is the founder of the Awakening Starseeds and Quantum Light Language Academy, where she leads a global mission to awaken 5 million starseeds. Yes, that is right. I said 5 million. And she wants to have this goal within the next 5 years. As a starseed activator, quantum light language healer, and multidimensional mentor, Lily helps spiritually conscious souls remember who they truly are and to activate their divine gifts and align with their soul mission on earth. Now, she is also a 3-time best-selling author, best known for her Dragon Activation Light Code series, and her written work supports a global movement to activate starseeds in masses and prepare for humanity of the new era of the awakening living and in stellar awareness. Now, one of the reasons I would like to have her on here is because I have been having, for the last 3 years, I have an issue that's been going on with my hip. 3 years ago, I was in a yoga class in the El Paso area and hurt myself in class as a student and had to do a little bit of work on my hip. And I have been not only using Reiki, but the light language as well. She has a wonderful hip activation light language code that she uses, and I use those as well. Now, mind you, I also go to the doctor. I have an orthopedic surgeon as well, so it's wonderful modalities to walk alongside it. So let me bring in the wonderful Lily Lee here. Hello, welcome to Ready Set Reiki.
Hello. Hi, Tracy. Hi, everyone. I am so happy and excited to be here today.
Wonderful. So welcome back. It's wonderful to have you. I was telling our listeners about how I listened to your hip activation code in connection and also bring in the Reiki and using 2 wonderful modalities together and help bringing healing to my hip. And I go in a couple weeks to see the doctor. So we will see what wonderful and amazing things have occurred. So I told our listeners a little bit about yourself. So why don't you, in your own words, tell us about Lily Lee?
So I am basically a starseed activator, a quantum light language healer, and a multidimensional spiritual mentor. So everything that I do is actually absolutely aligned to my current soul purposes. And that is to actually accelerate cosmic disclosure, to normalize light language and innate, which a lot of people call it psychic ability. I call it innate because, we all have it. Mm-hmm. Same thing with light language. We all can speak soul dialect. And as well as I'm here currently to activate as many star seeds as possible so they can remember who they truly are. And once they do that, they can start enjoy their life on this 3D plane so they can accomplish their soul mission and help humanity.
Beautiful. So, star seed activation. When did this come into your life? And it took you such an amazing journey. It led you to become a starseed activator, quantum light language healer activator, and a mentor. All these amazing things. But where did this journey begin for you?
Yes. So I am actually a really good example of how activation really works. Literally, it's a switch. You just flip on the switch and the remembrance comes back. So I am not a typical healer, so to speak, where they have practiced this for years and years and years on end, or when they were a child, so to speak. So when I was growing up as a child, I pretty much had a normal childhood. If anything, I can say that I have always had a extremely open mind. I'm open to spirits, ghosts, even ETs. I remember, like for Atlantis, for example, it came across my field, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, even though you hear it's probably doesn't even exist. But for me, it's like, oh, I'm interested, right? And as well as Bermuda Triangle, planes disappear. I'm like, whoa, that's fascinating. Tell me more. So I've always been really open minded, but nothing really, I would say, nothing extraordinary happened to me where I would say, aha, right? But I've always have been curious about, or interested rather, about healing, because I always drawn to anything that has to do with not the traditional medical field, like anything else for you to heal. I'm always interested in that. And especially, I always felt like I have healing energy in my hands. So what happened was, I think for my so-called awakening truly happened, or consciously happened, I should say, is when around 2018, after my mom passed away very suddenly from stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And after her funeral, we had, the usual gathering, dinner. But after dinner, I collapsed, fainted, gone, unconscious. And there is no medical reason why at all whatsoever. We've done a lot of tests on and so forth. Nothing at all. So I gave myself 6 months to recuperate, because I was just a bit off. I wasn't the same. So I gave myself 6 months to recuperate. And after 6 months, I started noticing these numbers across the clocks. And anywhere basically I see numbers, I see 911. So because me being me, I'm kind of open to anything, right? Because I don't know, there must be tons of stuff out there. And I find that the more I know, the more that I don't know. That's how fascinating it is. So I'm like, oh, is someone trying to tell me something? Because you know how in North America, 911 is a number you dial for emergency.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, is somebody, I don't know, a guide, a spirit, like, ancestor, who knows, my mom, trying to tell me something, 911. So finally, I decided to Google, and thank goodness for Google. I Googled it, and eventually I came up to, angel numbers. And once I started reading all the different posts about 911 angel numbers, something resonated. And I noticed that once, whatever that was that resonated, they started giving me other numbers. I'm like, oh, okay, another message. For example, I don't know, I'll start seeing 747, like literally everywhere. I was like, oh, okay, what is that? Let me look it up. So I realized that once I actually got the information, got the message, they'll give me another number. So during that time, I started to receive synchronicities as well, a lot of synchronicities, which is incredible. And then it actually led me to a quantum healing course. But before that, my sister actually said, hey, I think you might be a starseed, because I'm really connected to the galactics, in my opinion, right? Not knowing much, but I'm just saying, oh yeah, ETs, of course, this, that, right? They must be out there, right? And she said, oh, you must be a starseed. I was like, oh, what's that? Right? What is that? So of course, the more you can just ask the question, if you quiet your mind, because messages, information, they are always trying to connect with you. They could be your guides, your higher self, your ancestors, source, universe, right? They always try to connect with you if you can quiet your mind, right? They connect with you in various different ways. It doesn't have to be, oh, you hear something in your internal ears or see something in your third eye. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be, oh, you're just scrolling and oh, that's the question I asked. Or you're going to the bookstore, a book happened to fall on the floor, the page opens, you're like, oh, that is weird. That's what I was asking about, right? So for me, it was basically a Starseed Facebook group. I was like, okay, I'll join. So after I joined, then they have this quantum healing course. The way they explain them, like, yeah, of course, that's how you heal. That makes so much sense. So I signed up, but after I signed up, I'm like, no, there is a faster way, even faster than this. It's not that. It's not that. So then what happened was afterwards, I've came across, I heard for the first time light language during just a regular meditation, right? So they were just, the lady was doing some meditation, and then she started speaking something that wasn't human. In my opinion, that wasn't human. So then I started getting extremely emotional, like bawling. And I'm not like that. So I started bawling and getting really emotional in a good way, meaning, wow, that feels like home. What is this? I know it's not human. It's not Italian. It's not French. It's not whatever, right? It's not human. What is this? So, of course, again, once you ask the question, you pay attention, everything aligns. And then I was guided to a light language activator, right? And of course, you're going, light language activator. They're like, oh, yeah, I can activate your light language. And sure enough, of course, I was activated right away, and I was able to speak. I was able to speak half a dozen initially, and then a dozen, and so on and so forth. As I lost count. So that's how actually it all started.
Beautiful, beautiful. And my condolences on the loss of your mother. That's always upsetting, losing a parent. And I like in your story how you gave yourself time, 6 months to really heal. I mean, how beautiful that is to give yourself time. So many after, I know when I lost my father, I just got up and went into that warrior mode and didn't give myself time to rest. So we have light language here. This is how I know you from. So with light language, what are some of the misconceptions about light language?
There are a couple of them out there. I would say let's just start with even the word light language, light. Let's just talk about the first word. Light, not all light language are of the light. Whoa, what do I mean by that? What I mean is every time you listen to anything, it doesn't even have to be light language. It could be someone, a guru, right? Spiritual guru telling you about whatever information. Always use your discernment. Every time you listen to the news, for example, use your discernment. Anytime anybody's telling you something, use your discernment. Go within and trust. So it's the same thing with light language. Listen to the vibration, see how it makes you feel. If it doesn't make you feel good, trust that. What does it mean? It doesn't mean I'm not going to use the polarity good, bad. Instead, I'm going to say it's just the intention that the channeler set before they bring through the channeling is not aligned to your current highest good. That's the best way to put it. That's the most accurate way of putting it. So if your being, your human, your soul is saying, ooh, I don't know about this one, then simply just scroll away. No need to go, oh my God, what is this person who is an evil channeler? No, 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 no. No need to do that. No need to put any more energy than necessary. Just scroll away, scroll, right? And that's it. So the second misconception is, again, the word light language. Second word, language. Why is that misconception? Because often humans, we are used to, when we hear the word language, we're going, oh, okay, I wish I understand what I'm hearing, because you hear the light language coming through. You're like, oh, what is it saying? How come I don't understand it? Or some channelers, right? They can speak it, articulate it. They're like, oh, I wish I understand it. Why? Is because we humans are used to, if we hear, oh, it's a language. Oh, there must be a translation. Because often you would hear people say, I wish there's a word for word translation. Tell me what I'm saying. Okay, that's a misconception, because it's not a language as what humans are used to. There's no word for word translation. In fact, it is actually a vibration. Okay, so if we were to call it, let's just say even light codes, because you said light codes, you wouldn't actually go to the word language. Oh, how do I translate it? Or you say light vibration, you're like, oh, our mind, humans, wouldn't say, oh, I can speak light vibrations. You're not going to say, oh, what am I saying word for word? You're not going to ask that. Instead, it's like a tuning fork, singing bowl. When you hear that, would you say, oh, is that an A minor? Is that a B major? No, we won't, right? Instead, we'll be like, oh, that makes me feel fill in the blank. I feel it in my fill in the blank, right? Same thing with light language. That's how we should take it in as vibrations, right? Because our soul will recognize it. Our soul will take it in. Our cells will take it in. It bypasses the mind, right? The mind, it's best if we just, the mind, I like to call it human, just sit aside, do something else, busy with something else, and allow the soul to absorb everything. And that's the best way to actually uh, receive light language. So that is a misconception as well. And the last one that I'm going to touch upon today is people often like to say, oh, how do I learn it? The thing is, again, we don't learn it. We don't learn light language, right? There are few ways that you can actually activate it yourself. Okay. But the fastest way is to get an activator like me to activate it within you. That's the fastest way. That's how I got activated. Literally, it was like a light switch, right? So it's like a remembrance to activate it with you, because all of us, if you are a living thing, you have a vibration. If you have a vibration, you have a sound. Then you can speak your soul dialect, because that's another way of calling light language. Light language, soul dialect, even speaking in tongues, except speaking in tongues has more of a religious connotation, whereas light language is just literally any living thing has a vibration. And I'm saying simply put, that's what it means. So those are the major misconceptions.
Wonderful. Thank you for explaining that, because as you know, on TikTok, there's a variety of individuals out there who are doing things. And I often get told by people like, hey, it's sounding so weird. They're trying to listen to decode it as if you and I are talking back and forth, and they're not understanding it's the frequency. So when they see somebody and it sounds like gibberish, it really is something that's being downloaded. So yeah, that's important for people to realize, is it is that vibration, like that tuning fork or the sound bowl, which blends very nicely into our next question about you wanting to help normalize. Why are you so passionate about normalizing light language and this innate psychic abilities?
Because that is the fastest way to accelerate cosmic disclosure, to be honest. And why am I so passionate about accelerating cosmic disclosure? It's because if a lot of us humans on Earth, because humans on Earth right now, there are terrestrial souls and extraterrestrial souls that are not of the Earth. But many of us, because we came to this 3D reality, we've agreed to get the veil of to go through the veil of forgiveness. We want to experience human life, right? So I have to say, maybe it'll be for another episode because it's too long here. I have to say that I actually do agree. Maybe it is a good idea not to remember,
Yeah.
or else, yeah, here in this lifetime. I mean, unless if you're here for a purpose and you need those abilities to, then it's good to remember. Or else, I wouldn't go too much into it. But that's what my opinion is. So, so we agreed to go through the veil. And so we don't remember who we are, but as a result, a lot of us, many of us, we go through the regular human lack mentality, trauma, and suffering. And basically, the day to day, we need to make ends meet, right? Therefore, we have no time to focus on, what is my life purpose? What is my soul purpose? What did I come here for? Right? You have no time for that, right? But whereas, okay, so let me just go back a little bit. Starseeds, right? Because I did mention extraterrestrial souls and terrestrial souls. So not all extraterrestrial souls are starseeds. Again, I use the word starseeds only because that is a human term that if you're kind of know what it is, you kind of have an idea of what starseeds are. So that's why I use the term. So not all extraterrestrial souls are starseeds. It's only the ones that feel or know or have this inkling that they have a purpose on earth. They're not just here for the day-to-day grind, right? They're not here for going to work, come back, go cook, go, grocery shop. There's more to their life than just that. Okay. So generally, if you feel you have a mission and you actually are attracted to the star system, you feel like you are not of Earth, right? You feel like you're home. This is not your home. You feel homesick, or perhaps you are the black sheep in your family. You feel like nobody understands you. You don't have a group of friends growing up, you don't have a group of friends where you can relate to, right? Those are all examples of maybe you might be a star seed. And you can always go to my website and there's a quiz, a very extensive quiz of 21 questions to see if you are a star seed or not. But anyway, so back to the star seed. Yeah, so back to the mission. So if you don't remember who you truly are and you're stuck in the grind of, of living, of life, you're not going to think about what your true purpose is. You're not going to accomplish your mission with ease. You're not going to be able to help humanity, right? So, because I have been wondering, okay, so I know, I know light language. I'm an activator, light language activator. How am I going to help? How am I going to help humanity, help them heal? Okay, tell me more. So that's why I ask more and more questions. This is where I got right now. That's how I have the Starseed Activator. So if I actually help normalize light language and innate abilities, and I want to especially focus on star seeds. Why? Because they have a mission. They're here to help humanity. And as soon as I'm able to help them, and if we reach a critical mass, I'm able to help anchor in the energy. And more people will wake up as a result. We're able to then anchor in the 5D, the so-called new earth energy and consciousness, because I know many people are already helping us to get there. I want to help us anchor it in. So that's why I'm very passionate. And the funny thing is, I have when I was writing, getting more downloads and everything, I'm like, oh, okay, 1 million in the next five. No, and I'm like, no, because I got the download going, no, 5 million the next 5 years. I was like, 5 million the next 5 years. Then I got the message of calculator, use a calculator.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. So I did 5 million divided by the current population of Earth, 8.23. It's not even 0.5%. Not even 0.5%. So I think my higher self is trying to say, don't let the numbers
Mm-hmm.
scare you. Human. Don't let the numbers scare your human. Right? It's just not even 5.5, not even 5%, 0.5%, not even. Don't worry about the number. Just do it. Just do it. Just focus on it. And plus why 5 million the next 5 years? It is basically a golden ratio. Okay. So there is a reason for all of the numbers that I'm getting, right? All the information that I'm getting and why I'm doing what I do, right? To help humanity. So this is why I'm so passionate about it, because once we realize who we truly are, wow, we're not just so-called quote unquote humans,
Sure.
right? We have the ability to manifest. If we understand energy is everything, right? We're able to attract all the things that we want. How amazing would that be? I'm getting goosebumps, but how amazing would that be? Just think about it. Just bathe in that energy for a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, that would be incredible. Incredible. Yeah.
Here to learn to manipulate the energy there. So wonderful. So what is cosmic disclosure, and why are you so passionate about accelerating this process?
Yeah. So cosmic disclosure is basically for humanity to realize that we are, or many of us, I'm not going to say everyone, many of us are more than just humans, and they are already amongst us, and we are them. They are us. Our DNA is actually already part of the different elements that makes up the stars, the universe. It's just a different formation. But we carry the DNA and the elements of the stars, other star systems, the planets, and so on and so forth. So it's already within us. We are not just humans.
It's humans. Very good.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah.
So when it is time for you to get an energetic tune-up, what kind of qualities do you look for in someone who does light language?
So what I would actually highly recommend is before you actually book a session, definitely, if you can, experience their channeling and vibration. See how you feel and trust your inner guidance. Don't doubt it, trust it, because whatever it is your inner guidance will give you, that is the right response. So I will highly recommend you to just feel it out, feel out the vibration. If it aligns with you, meaning if it feels good for you, then they're definitely here to help you.
Beautiful, beautiful. So going through this journey, light language, all the amazing things that you have done, all your wonderful books, 3-time best-selling author, what advice do you give someone who's just starting out into this business? They're listening to you and like, yes, I'm inspired. I want to move forward. What pearls of wisdom can you give them to begin their journey?
I would definitely say go within. Always go within first. Instead of trying to figure out, oh, who do I want to attract? Okay, so because often you'll hear it in the business world, they'll be like, oh, who's your ideal client? Yeah, that's great and all. But before you need to figure out who your ideal client is, make sure you first work on yourself. You know who you are. You've already done your work, inner work. Self-love is so important. We often forget because, again, back to the human human things we have to do, day-to-day stuff, we take care of everybody else other than us first,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at last, we don't have any more time, so there's no time for self-care, self-love, self-anything, because the last thing you want is selfish, right? Or appear selfish, right? However, self-care is not selfish, right? It's important to look after yourself first, to talk to yourself the way you would talk to a little child, right? Your child that you love, right? It's important you love the child, a child that you love. Or how you would want to be spoken to when you are a child, right? Because we often make mistakes. That's normal. Have the ability to laugh, not like as in like laugh at yourself and go, oh, ha ha ha, you're a loser. No, 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 no. That's not what I meant. It's more like be silly and go, oh, there you go again, Lily. I do it all the time because I always do silly stuff. Oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. Oh God, right? Just be compassionate to yourself. I would say that is the first thing. Figure out who you are. Once you figure out who you are, I actually just downloaded a light codes for this, and I think I posted on my Facebook group, which is pretty cool. Once you figure out who you are, it's like an expansion. Then you start to expand that energy within you. Once you expand that outward, you're able to influence and attract whoever it is that you are supposed to connect with. And that's the way that I would go about it.
Well, many people, when they find these modalities, they get super excited and they just jump right to, I want to be of service. I want to help. I want to help, 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 help. And they're not realizing you need to take care of yourself. And, I do Reiki and yoga and teach and all these things, but there have been moments where I had to pause. And, like I connected with you, we met in your group and watch your videos on YouTube as another way of self-care as well through things. So it's important as you navigate through your own business, if that's your calling, if you have the calling for it, by all means, you have every reason to be there. It's okay. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you can't do this. You won't blah, 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 blah. Trust the universe. I mean, I never imagined 5 years ago I would be doing what I'm doing today. It took me in such a completely unique direction. And as I was going through it, I'm like, okay, God, where are you leading me here? Where am I going? But now it's all starting to make sense as I stand back and look. So trust the process and do the work on yourself too. And it's okay to be in a few years and say, wait, I need a break. I need to step back. Pausing's not quitting. Pausing is just being still.
Absolutely.
So with working on yourself, taking care of yourself, what books do you recommend? What books have helped you on your journey?
I would say the first book that actually really helped me when I wasn't truly awakened yet. Funny enough, or not funny enough, it's actually Tony Robbins' book. Yeah. Because he was able to, I think it's called Awaken the Giant Within. So he was able to, like, he is really, really, really incredible in doing what he does. Well, he is good in a lot of things, right? Many, many things. But that particular book is talking about how to basically not getting out of your victim mentality, basically, because that's huge, huge for us humans. Because once we get out of the victim mentality, we'll realize, oh, that is not their fault. I have something to do with it too, because I have a choice. I can choose, and people can do anything they want to me. I have a choice in how I am going to react. How I'm going to handle it. I have a choice. right? Adults generally have choices, not little kids, but adults do, right? Yeah. So I love that book. That is one of the books I would highly recommend if you're totally at the very, very super beginning of the so-called spiritual or consciousness awakening journey.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you have several books yourself. Like I get so excited every time I see it, your Dragon series. So let us know about all of your books.
Okay, thank you. The first book that, because I never ever truly never thought I was an author. I was going to be an author. I'm like, no way, I don't think so, right?
Right?
But then what happened was Rochelle Harlington and Dina Fortune, they invited me to co-author with them. So the first book is called The Transformation of, hold on, where is it? I got a brain freeze. Hold on a second.
And you know what? This is a perfect time to promote the past episode that the three of you did together. They came
Yes.
as Soul Sisters. So check out that episode. But go right into your Dragon activation series.
Okay, because I know I will be able to circle back. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So my Dragon Activation Light Codes book series. The Journey of Transformation. See, I knew it would come back. The
Coming.
Journey of Transformation through the art of words and codes. Thank you. Thank you for giving that. Yeah, so that is a beautiful book that we co-authored, and it's a best-selling international book. And the second one is called Rebel with a Cause, and that's an anthology. And then the third one is my book series, the Dragon Activation Light Codes book series. Yeah, where I've basically, I was very drawn to work with Gayatri Singh's Oracle deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally sat with each card. There are 48 cards in the deck. And I sat with each card, dragon card, at least minimum 1 day per card. And I just downloaded a bunch of light codes, like tons and tons of light codes. And I'm like, oh, great. What do you want me to do with this? Then I got books, put them in books. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, put them in books. So the dragon wanted me to help them get the word out to help humanity. So yeah, so that's what that is about. It's an experiential book. So I'm really into experiential books. It's not a read. It's an experience. Literally, you just receive the light codes by even opening the pages. You don't even have to, really, really study it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And how many books are in the series?
48. There are 48 books in this series. And right now, I would say maybe about 16 are published.
Yeah.
So there are more to come. Yeah.
Because we're friends on Facebook and things. And I remember, you had published the first one and it felt like I blinked. And before I knew it, you had there was more than a dozen. I'm like, wow, you're it's like this girl's on fire. So what other services do you offer? Do you offer classes, trainings, events? I know every now and then you had, especially last year, you had your little Zoom where we came on and did light language. So what are your offerings?
Yes, so I have a variety. So even the one that you just mentioned, it's called Collective Healing Tag Team, which I'm actually going to have another on July 7th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely, Tracy, if you're available, I would love to have you on again to help the collective channel some light language and channel some healing codes through. So I also have premium programs called the Inner Mystique Awakening, and it's for people, for souls. You don't even have to have any experience whatsoever. If you go on my website, if you resonate with whatever it is that the program is about, apply, click the application link. and see if it's for you, because it's all meant to have high resonance. If it has a high resonance, and if you're willing to invest in yourself and awaken to who you truly are, apply. That's the simplest way to put it. Okay. So that's the premium program. I also have other courses to basically help you activate your light language. If you want to learn more about it, you want to maybe perhaps learn how to, once you channel it, like you're going to be channeling in that class, once you channel it in various forms, what are you channeling? How do you actually use those muscles, right? Because I call them using your different muscles to understand. So that is, I have a course on that. It's called Intro to Light Language Mastery. And I also have, so various different courses. You can check it out. And also private sessions, activation sessions, mentorship sessions, healing, of course, sessions. And I also have a Starseed soul essence reading session reading as well. And I also have a membership, and it's called Elevate with Lily Lee membership. And you can learn more about it in my on my website as well. So I basically have a variety of offerings for anyone if you resonate with what I'm saying. And if you resonate with my energy, right? Because I have many, many different offerings as well. Just go check it out to see if my light codes are for you. And if you do resonate, if you would like to learn more, meaning if you would like to start awakening to who you truly are step by step, I have various different offerings, and it's that matches your current needs or current situation. And just reach out and check it out.
Beautiful.
And I do also will restart a podcast as well. Thank you, Tracy, for reminding me at the beginning. And it's called Light Language Journey Within. And I would love, of course, to have you on the podcast too. And again, the purpose of that is to normalize light language, right? Light language, to show people, hey, anybody, all walks of life speaks, or don't necessarily speak, you can transmit, right? Light language. It's part of us. Right. So that's part of the reason why I had that.
Right. And even with the podcast, it allows the people opportunity just to listen in the privacy of their own home and space to really explore and to break down these misconceptions that are out there, that and see if it's for them, and say, yeah, I think I can do this. And even though, the podcast here is about Reiki, it's about energy work, and maybe Reiki may not be enough for you, or may not be that right fit. And it could lead you to light language, and maybe, that's it. This is it. This is a wonderful modality to work together with Reiki as well. I use it. And like I said before, I listened to Lily's YouTube channel, and I've gone to sleep with her light codes and listening to her. And it was really something helpful to help with my hip pain. And you have different kind of the themes that you have for it. So it's not just the hip, but you have different things as well that she has. So a really nice collection. So where can we find you? They're listening and like, I gotta connect with this person. How do I
find her? First off, you can always go to my website right here, right? awakeningstarseeds.com, just right below here. And I also have a Linktree link. It's the Linktree, if you go on it, and it's /LILYLI dot LL. LL stands for light language. So, so Lily dot light language.
Right. Yeah. And are you, I think I might have saw something as I was scrolling, one of those things where you talked about the synchronicities and coincidences. Are you coming up where you're going to be speaking with some other groups of people, like a conference or a summit?
Yes, yes. Yeah, so there will be a couple of them that's coming up actually. One of them is the Dragon Summit, the Galactic Dragon Summit that's coming up. 30 speakers is the biggest Dragons online summit that I know of, and it'll be the second time that I speak live in there. And this time round is going to be because it's really tricky with time. That's why I'm making sure I got it right. July 12th at I'll be speaking on July 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern time, but it'll literally be 30 speakers ongoing. And so that's one of the events. And you can also find all the events. It's also in my website. And another one is a light language, shining the light within light language summit. And I believe that is going to be taking place in both Czech, and English. Yeah, because Veronica is her English is really, really good, but she's always really modest and say, "Oh, I'm not good." I'm like, "No, your English is good. It's amazing. It's really good."
Yeah.
So she says she'll help basically present that in the Czech Republic, I think, if I remember correctly. I think that's where it's going to be originated from. But again, it's an online event, and people do speak English as well. So it's going to be that. Yeah.
Okay. And you have a group as well, right?
Facebook group. Yes, I do have Facebook group. So you can find me on which is called the Power of Light Language and Light Codes. And I have TikTok, YouTube, and I think those three are what I'm most active in.
Do you do any in-person sessions? And if so, where?
I generally don't, unless if it's for my friends and family. But everything that I do is generally online.
Perfect.
And it works literally, honestly, the same way. It's like quantum energy.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that ends the first part of our journey. I'm going to continue to guide you through the next part, which is social media questions and questions from Reiki students and light language students. Number one, do you need any special training to be a starseed? How can I tell if I'm a starseed?
You absolutely don't need any training at all whatsoever. As I mentioned, it's an activation. It's basically a knowing. If you have Actually, the truth of the matter is, if you're actually even asking me the question, you're probably starseed. let's just get to the bottom of it. Because I like to be efficient, fast.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is, if you're asking, am I a starseed? Yes, you are. Because the truth is, if you heard that term, you're like, oh, that's nice. You might not ask the next question is, am I? Then you're probably not. Okay, so you do not need any training whatsoever. It's an activation. If you're interested in learning more, you can get activated, right? That's the fastest way, as I said. That's the fastest way to get activated.
Yeah.
And again, the quiz, if you're really want to, know, go to my website. There is a quiz in there. It's called Starseed Quiz. Go through the 21 questions. It was a little bit long. Go through the questions, and you'll get an answer if you are or not.
Yeah, and everybody has different paths to where they go. Some in childhood, I've interviewed people that like all of a sudden at 50 years old, they come into their abilities. I mean, as a child, I always had different languages that I spoke, and it came through dreams, and even the drawings. Like I would just draw all these squiggles as a kid, and I just thought they were doodles. And then as I got older and I started learning Reiki and other different systems, I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been doing these things, right, since I was a little girl. And so if that's you, that could mean you're in that direction. But there's still some people feel that embarrassment because they come on and it does sound sound like that alien voice with it. But, TikTok and social media is helping normalize that as people like you are normalizing it. It's a gift. It's a frequency. It helps people. You're being of service. So thank you for that. And your goal of activation of, 5 million in the next 5 years. So the second question is, why is this such an interest to you? Why, you felt that this was being kind of given to you or handed to you with this assignment, but why do you feel that you are really the one to do this? Like, you feel this call of service to do this for 5 million people in 5 years. Is there any fear around that?
No, I have to be honest, there's no fear, only
Okay.
because I trust,
Very good.
right? And I usually will receive the vision. I receive a vision, but I trust that I will be guided to accomplish it with ease. And how do I do that? Again, remember how I mentioned when you have a question, when you have something in mind, allow your mind to quiet. That's the best time to receive information. Or another way of saying it is busy you're human. It's like a really busy you're human, then your consciousness, it's a lot easier for your consciousness to come through. Because some people might say, I can't meditate. What do you mean quiet my mind? I cannot quiet my mind. Okay, then do something different. That's why I'm mentioning this, because it's a very important point, where you give a job to your human. Because when I use them interchanging with all the different words that humans use, right? Because mind, okay, so if you're busy, you're human. What does that mean? Just say, if you're driving, your human is busy because it needs to focus on how to turn right, turn left. His car's coming, swirl this way, that way. But when you'll notice that when you actually do that, it's a lot easier to download certain information for certain people, not everyone, certain
Yeah.
people. If you go for walks, right, your human is busy. They're focused on walking. They're focused on, is there a stone on the ground? Is there a rock on the left, on the right? Do you have to climb up and down? Easier to receive information. Sweeping the floor, do chores, washing dishes, folding clothes. Another way, right? Easy for you to receive. So for me, I usually get a vision of what I see, what I need to achieve. And then I quiet my mind. That's when I will receive the next stepping stone, right? It's another thing that's very important is actually act on it. In this 3D reality on Earth, manifestation takes a little bit longer, okay, a lot longer than how it manifests in the other dimensions. The other dimension is like, oh, I wish I have a Starbucks coffee. Ding! Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas here, it's like, you want Starbucks? Okay, sure. Do you have time now to drive to Starbucks? You can manifest it, drive to Starbucks, right?
Right.
Line up and then go pay for Starbucks. You can still manifest it, but it takes a few steps, right? Same thing with your vision. If you have a vision, you have a question, they're stepping stones. Just pay attention to those stepping stones, right? Do the stepping, actually act on the stepping stones when you get any information coming through. And that's how you're going to get your guidance.
Mhm.
So that's why, no, I'm not afraid at all.
Right. And look up for patterns too, because like I would try different things and then I would take a shower and then like I would get a download. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
Yep.
okay. And then another shower. And then it was like, oh, I get this in the shower. So that's one of the
Yes.
ways I figured out. Another way I download things on airplanes when I'm traveling. Like I wrote articles as I was on an airplane. And it was
Yeah.
like, I get off the plane and like, you wrote a whole article? Yeah, wrote it at the airport. So look for the patterns too with it. And then you'll be able to say, okay, this worked for me last time. Let me go get clarity. Let me go take a shower. Let me go take a walk. And that's where you're having that fun and playfulness with it as well. But, many people that are called to action, they have that little bit of fear in them, or that why me? Like, am I capable of doing this? But I love how you said, you just trust the process, that there's no other choice. Like, I got it. I am that person to do this within 5 years. And I guarantee you will do it. Beautiful, beautiful. Here is our third
Thank
question
you.
here. What is a starseed activator, and how do you activate star seeds, and what will they do with it?
Yeah. So basically, a starseed activator, I haven't really heard anybody else call themselves that, to be honest. But I will say, for me, what does that mean? That basically means that um, I will be assisting you in helping you clear any dense energies, any negative traumas, anything that is actually held within you that is stopping you from remember who you truly are from that starseed aspect. And once I clear that, then I will bring in the light codes to activate your abilities, to activate your soul dialect, right? And then to also bring in your soul remembrance. And as well, in addition, you will also start to remember who you truly are, right? And you'll also start to download what your soul purpose or purposes, right? Usually, generally, we have many, are. So basically, that's what I will be assisting you with. So it's a lot of energetic work. But with all of my programs, I like to call it multidimensional tools that I use, not just energy work, because many humans, we also are used to doing human stuff, such as journaling,
Yes.
right? Drawing, journaling, doing some somatic, work, breath work, so on and so forth. So not just energy, not just like codes, for example. So I bring multidimensional tools in all of my programs, and so that includes the starseed activation, so to speak, as well.
So with light language, do you have to be a starseed? What if you're like, say, a Reiki master, or you're a chaos magician, or whatever your medium? Do you need to be the starseed in order to do the light language?
Absolutely not. As I mentioned, if you're a living thing, any living thing, if you're a being, if you're living, and we are, right? We are humans. So absolutely, all of us have a vibration. If we have a vibration, we have a sound. Why am I keep on saying that? Well, let's just say, there's this technology out there where, I don't know, there's a pen thing. I should really find out what it's called. There's a pen looking thing where you touch a leaf or a plant,
Mhm.
it'll make beautiful sound,
Sure.
right? It'll tell you what the plant or the leaf sound like. It's a living thing. So even if we don't hear with our human ears that sound, because without the machine or the whatever the technology, we can't hear what the leaf sounds like, or the
Sure.
plant, right? But there is still a vibration. If there's a vibration, there's a sound.
Yep.
So if we would like to access that, we absolutely can. It's all within us. That's why I want to normalize it. I would like to empower humanity for them to realize how powerful. And I always have to say powerful and go, no, not the evil type powerful, but powerful. I want to empower you. So
Yeah.
for you to realize how incredible
Yeah.
you are, how incredible we all are.
Right.
If you wish to tap in, but if you don't wish, it's okay, because everyone is here for a different experience, right? but
Yeah.
that's okay. But
Yeah.
if you resonate with what I'm saying, then you're ready.
Right. Just like it's
You can be activated.
yeah, I mean, just like people are sensitive to certain smells or sounds or light, there are people out there that can hear the trees, right? They can hear these things and they're super sensitive to energy. Just like if you eat something and it makes you sick, being around that energy, if it's negative, can make them sick, but it's whether or not you want to be open to it. Now, I grew up in a home that was very Bible based, and my mother had some ability. My grandmother embraced it. My mother didn't because of that religious aspect of it. But it wasn't until later where I kind of was more accepting of it. And now I see it in my daughters and I'm more accepting of it, and their abilities are growing as well. So you can have the choice. You have that free will, whether it resonates with you or not. And sometimes you'll see something and say, yeah, that's for me. Or, yeah, that's not for me. That's okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And even for humans, I mean, even if you don't you're like, I'm no healer, I'm no psychic, I don't want to do any of that work. That's okay.
That's
But
okay.
just imagine if you, because those are all innate abilities. But just
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you're doing a deal with another partner, with a partner, and then if you're able to trust your innate guidance, right? The different innate psychic abilities, right? That you may have, either clear cognizance, clear voyance, clear audience, anything, right? Then perhaps you'll be like, you have inner voice, inner guidance going, no, 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 not this one. Or no, 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 don't sign, right? It'll
Yeah.
help you in your human day to day interactions. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to use it for anything like a special project, like a special
Sure.
mission, soul mission, right?
For a
It's
career,
actually,
you can just use it in your
yeah,
own personal life. Yeah, and there's some people that don't.
absolutely.
That become Reiki practitioners and they only use it on themselves, but you really change the blueprint of who you are by moving forward to these things. You can do light language just for yourself. You never have to
Yes,
get on Facebook or on a live to do anything or even teach one class your whole life, but you're doing that inner work for yourself, which obviously will benefit those around you.
yes.
Perfect. Well, that was our last question. As we've been talking, is there anything that you have forgotten about or something you'd like to share? The floor is yours.
Thank you. I think what I'm called to do is actually to bring in a um, some light codes to heal to offer to your audience, and to help the collective. And what I'd like to do today, what I'm called to do is to help you clear any energy blockages, any any energy, negative, tense energy that you are storing within yourselves that are stress related, okay? That are stress related. And I would like to assist you in releasing that. And once we do that, I will bring in the light codes. Okay, I'm guided to say, bring light codes of remembrance, actually. Okay, to make room for light codes of remembrance. So if you wish to receive, and if this is the first time you actually listen to light language, I just want to give a little bit of a idea of how to go about receiving to maximize the light codes, is to sit back, relax, do not analyze what I'm saying. Take it in as if it's a like a tuning fork, singing bowl, a vibration, a sound healing, even though it's way more than that. But basically, do not analyze. And if you happen to feel any physical release, a physical discomfort, such as, ooh, why is my head tensing up? Oh, why is my throat as if there's a lump starting? Just ease acknowledge and ease into it. Do not try to tighten up and go, what is she doing to me? But just ease into it, because that simply just means that happens to be where, in this example, because I said I will help you release any tension, any negative energy that has to do with tension. You just happen to be maybe storing it in your shoulder, I don't know, in your forehead, whatever, right? So everybody is different. So if you tense up, if you feel a twitch or whatever, that's fine. Just acknowledge and remain relaxed. That's the most important. And if you happen to feel any physical release sensations, such as burping, yawning, coughing, laughing, even, or crying, or you just feel like getting up and stretch and move about, please do, because that's a form of you physically releasing those dense energies. And by doing that, you're helping me help you, help me help you to release the dense energy, so I can bring in the light codes and place it in those areas that are now available. Okay, so now please close your eyes. And take 3 deep breaths. Imagine a beautiful red beam of light shooting out of your tailbone, going all the way deep, 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 down into the earth's core. It goes deeper and deeper and deeper until it finds a beautiful black obsidian crystal in the size of a boulder. Now, black obsidians are known to absorb negative energy, and the red color is the color for root chakra. So once the beautiful red cord finds the black obsidian, it starts to expand even wider and wider and wider, and even deeper and deeper and deeper into Mother Earth, as if they are the roots of a ginormous, ancient oak tree. Now, simultaneously at the same time, there is a beautiful golden white light shooting out of your crown, going all the way up, 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 up into the sky. It goes higher and higher and higher until it reaches your soul star. You do not need to know what that is. Your higher self will take you there. Once the golden beam of white light finds your soul star, it'll wrap itself around it snugly, not tightly. Then it will shoot right back into your crown, and as it hits your heart space, it will start to expand into every single cell of your body. And once it does that, it will start to expand outside of your body. It'll grow taller and taller and taller until it's way taller than you. And it'll grow wider and wider and wider until it's way wider than the span of your arms as they are stretched out as wide as possible. Now, this is the container that we will be working in today. Only anything of the highest good for me and all of you are allowed to enter and nothing else. And at this point in time, I will be bringing through the light codes to assist you in clearing any negative, dense energy that is blocking you as a result of tension. And then I will be bringing in light codes of remembrance. And I will start shortly. Pita rata 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 rachigirita rata rata rachigirita rata 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 rachigirito rata 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 rachigirita rata rachigirito pita rata 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 Tita rata rachigirita rata rachigirita rata rata rachigirito rata rata rachigirita rachigirita rata rata rachigirita rata 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 rachigirito pita rata 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 rachigirito rata rata rachigirita rata rachigirita rata rata rachigirita rata rachigirito Pita roto roto rata 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 chigritata rata rata chigritata rata rata chigritata rata chigritata rata chigritata rata chigritata rata chigritoro Pita rata rata chigritata rata rata chigritata rata chigritata rata chigritata rata chigritora rata chigritata rata chigritata rata chigritoro Pita rata 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 chigritata rata rata chigritata rata rata chigritata rata chigritata rata chigritata rata Pita rata chigrito toto rata chigritata chigritata Rajigritata Rajigrito Tarata Rajigritata Rajigritata Rabarajigritata Rajigritata Pitara Rajigritata 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 Rabarajigritata Rajigritata Rabarajigritata Rajigritata Rajigritata Tatakaro Pitara Rajigritata 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 Rabarajigritata Rajigritata Katarajigritata Pitara Rajigritata 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 Rabarajigritata Rajigritata Tokotoro Pitara Rajigritata Rajigritata Rajigritoro Tarata Parajigritata Tarata Zigritata Parajigritata Pitara Rajigritata Tarata Rajigritata Rajgrito Tarata Rajigritata Rajgrito Pitara Rajigritata 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 Parajigritata Ratakata Rajgrito Toro Pitara Rajigritata 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 Tarata Rajigritata Rajigritata Tarata Pitara Rajgriti Toro Pitara Rajgritata 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 Ratakarara Pita Taratara Sigritata Taraturuta para Rajgritata Rajgrita Pitara Rajgritata Tarasukoto Rajgritata Tarapata Rigata Coritro Pita Taratara Sigritata Ricoto para Rajgritata 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 Pita Tarata Rajgrito Tarata Rajgritata Rajgritata Rajgrito Pitara Rajgritata Rajgritata Rato Karata Rata Sigritata Tarata Sigritata Sigrito Toto Pitara Sigritata 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 Rata Karata to Kurita Sigrito Pitara Sigritata 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 Rato Karata Sigritata Sigrito What, yeah, 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 what, yeah, 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 wah, yeah, yeah, wah, yeah, wah, yeah, yeah, wah, yeah, wah, yeah. Wah, wah, yeah, wah, wah, yeah, wah, yeah. Ra 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 tara chikrita ra para tara titara tara chikrita tara 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 takarata pitara tara ra chikrito ra tara chikrita pitara tara ra chikrita tara takara pitara tar. When you're ready, slowly come back to me and let me know how you feel.
Thank you so much for sharing all the wonderful things I've gotten to enjoy off YouTube with you, connecting with you. So you get a little sample. And let us know again where your website is, where they can find you.
It's at www.awakeningstarseeds.com.
Beautiful,
Right
beautiful.
there.
Well, thank you, Lily, so much for joining me on this journey. I'm so glad you took time out of your busy schedule to take this Ready, Set, Reiki journey with me.
And thank you so much, Tracy, for having me. It was such an honor and I had so much fun. Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, my wonderful listeners, if you want your question featured on the podcast, reach out www.readysetreiki.com and also check us out on Facebook and on Instagram. So I'm Tracy C. Wright, and this has been Ready, Set, Reiki.